I'm going to try and make a companion video for my True Economy article on making a bowl from a board. I'm using walnut and maple. Okay, so I've milled the boards 4 square, roughly. Anyway, I chose not to use my jointer. I just used the planer. Neither board was cupped too badly, so I think it should be alright. I will be jointing the edges. Both of these boards are a little longer than they need to be right now. Okay, so I'm at about 12 5/8 wide, but I'm going to be milling a sliding dovetail joint down the center. So I'm going to lose about a half an inch of the overall width because I'm going to be milling a tongue half an inch long on one of the boards that's going to go into a groove half an inch deep on the other board. So I'm going to lose half an inch total on the total width. So I'll be down to just about 12 inches wide at that point. So that means I only need 12 inches of length, and I've got about 15 inches. So I'll be trimming all of this. I've got a bit of a waney edge here, and I've got this crack coming in here. So I will be trimming that back to about almost here. So I've got lots of, I should be safe from any of that. If that crack goes deeper than it appears on the surface, I should still be far enough away to avoid it. So I'm going to joint the edges, and then I will go to the table saw and cut a groove, make 2 or 3 passes, cutting about 3/8 of an inch deep, and give me a groove a 1/4 of an inch wide or so, just so that when I route the dovetail slot for the sliding dovetail joint, there'll be some place for the waste to go. The router bit won't be removing all of the wood because some of it will have already been taken out on the table saw. That reduces the load on the router bit. It gives some place for the chips to go when as the bit passes through, because you've got to cut the slot full depth in one pass. You can't cut a little bit and then make it deeper and cut it again, because that's just the way it is with a dovetail joint. You got to go full depth in one pass. So I'll go ahead and get started doing that. Okay, so I've jointed the edges and I've milled that slot. It's maybe a little less than 1/4 of an inch, a little better than 3/16, I guess, in width, and just about 3/8 of an inch deep. So that's fine. It's just to remove some of the wood, to take some of the load off the router bit. So I have cut the dovetail slot in the maple piece. And the dovetail tongue on the walnut piece. So now they slide together, and I have a board that is just about exactly 12 inches wide, I cut it about 12¼ inches long just to give myself some wiggle room, and I have a sliding dovetail joint machined in the middle. So the next step is to lay out the half circles. One thing, this is 12 inches wide. 6 inches, which is where the rotational center of my bowl is going to be, is about halfway, should be halfway on that tongue. So when I set my compass to draw the circles, I don't want to be putting the point of the compass right into this crack. I want to be putting it about 1/4 inch over here, because that's where the center of the bowl is going to be. So I will set up and do that now. Okay, so I'm going to mark the middle. And since I cut that a little over long, it's just about 12 1/4. The middle is 6 1/8. And the middle of the width is right there. So that is where the point of the compass is going to be. I don't see any huge defects, which makes me want to say that that can't be the top surface of the bowl. So that's, from this point on, that's going to be the top surface of each ring. So now my ring diameter. Okay, since this is the top surface of the ring, it's going to be beveled down. So my bottom ring, I don't want to make it too small here, or it's going to be real small on the bottom surface. If I'm beveling at, say, 45 degrees, these are 1 inch thick. 45 degrees would take, it would be moved over 1 inch by the time it got to the bottom surface on both sides. So if I make it 6 inches on the top, it's going to be 4 inches on the bottom. And for a 12-inch bowl, if you go by the 1/3 rule, that is actually about what the base should be. So I'm going to go ahead with the first circle as being 6 inches in diameter. Like if I change the angles of the bevels, it will change the slope of the bowl wall. And I actually want that, because I don't really want the straight sides. I want to be able to put some contour on it. So I'm actually going to make this next ring 7/8 of an inch wide. And then the next ring after that 3/4 of an inch wide. And 3/4 again.